Hi, I'm Ross Hudgens, founder of Siege Media, and today I want to give you my feedback on something I hear occasionally and kind of most of the time disagree with is links don't work. Links haven't worked for me, not sure why links aren't making any impact. It's kind of a frustrating thing for a content marketing agency that often focuses in links to here, and I think a lot of times it's actually misguided. And it does happen that links don't work, but it doesn't mean they don't work. Just more they don't work for you because of the other things you're doing wrong to not make them work. And I'll explain those things and 4 main reasons for that in this video. The first is that bottom funnel pages just can't compete on your site, or in general your site is broken from an on-page perspective. We had a client we were generating a ton of links for every month, but they had millions of pages, duplicate content, thin out of the wazoo, just not valuable at all, and they were just stuck in Panda throughout the entire campaign. If I could go back in time, I would have never engaged that client because they just weren't ready to get value out of link building. And if you're betting on them fixing their on-page problem to get value from you, you're in a bad spot already, and that's no guarantee because what got them in that place already might be hierarchically embedded in that business overall. And so it's not just that, also the pages themselves might have problems that you might not think about. Maybe specifically the pages aren't optimized well, they're over optimized, they don't have enough content that they specifically want to rank for from a bottom funnel perspective. All of these things can have an impact to whether or not the links that you point into those pages or the domain as a whole actually move those up. So if you're thinking about your site and you're not 100% positive your bottom funnel pages are dialed in and ready to go to get value out of those links, think about those, get an audit, get that on-page thing dialed in, and then think about links after that to make sure you're getting ROI from the link side of the equation. Second is links are seen as a one-off rather than a campaign. Occasionally people will just do one big campaign, they just want to get a burst of links one time. And generally, if you're in any kind of competitive market, you need an ongoing instance of link building and link generation rather in order to get value from that, from links overall. And the reasons for that is there's attrition of links on the web overall. Links fall off the link graph. So the 20 links you had yesterday could become 5 tomorrow. So even if you generated 10 today, you're actually still behind from a count of 5, making those 10 links that you think had no value, but in reality you just lost 5 links. So if you're overall building and gaining against that loss and overall outpacing your loss, you're gonna win. And you can look at things like Ahrefs to determine that and get more value out of your link generation campaigns and make sure you're catching competitors, you're generating enough links, and those kind of things will make you think about link generation more than a one-off, but rather a campaign to actually get value out of the links that you generate. And the next is links are generated to sections without great internal linking. I've seen big link bait assets, and one thing I frequently see that they're do wrong is they're orphaned for the main site. One, I'd think about how Google would value those pages overall if they're semantically or aesthetically completely disconnected from the core site. That's strange to me. Is this really the same business? It seems like something that an algorithm could rather easily pick up. Secondarily, there's just not good links into the most important pages on the site. Sometimes I don't see any links on that orphan page, even though it generates a lot of links. That's really a mistake. Other time the links are in the footer. Other time there's hundreds of links on the page to external resources and one link back to that site is buried in the footer. Maybe they have one link amongst 201. Those are all ways that links are going to pass less value back to your core important pages. So what you want to do is host assets in your architecture generally. Ideally, you have your navigation placed there, your important pages, hopefully there's 20. At very least, have your homepage linked above the fold. Have these important pages on the posts you're getting links to above the fold in a spot where the reasonable surfer model, the patent that Google had passed, shows that is more likely to pass value, where someone's actually going to click it, not below the fold, below that asset, hidden. All of those things can have an impact, and to me, makes sense why those kind of assets leave businesses wondering, hey, links don't work, they don't pass value. Well, maybe you should put the links in a place that actually they have the capabilities of passing value at the end of the day. The next is efforts aren't really made to generate bottom funnel links. We have situations where people come to us and say, hey, we don't want blog content links, so what can you do for us? And that's our true concern. The blog is not going to be as valuable from a domain or a money generating perspective as those bottom funnel pages. But you can get value from that content if deliberate efforts are made to do that. And we do that as an agency by doing follow-ups on top of the content. So if it's semantically related, say we build a snowboard sizing guide, it's a natural ask to link to that snowboard page as well because it's semantically connected. You can get that link naturally in the post. You can also control some text sometimes when pitching if you help the blogger post by writing content for them. Additionally, homepage links are great too. You can ask for a homepage if that's more natural of an ask, and that should be something almost every content is linked to at least 50% of the time. And if they're not, follow up, say, could you link to our homepage? And at least you have that proximity at that most important page on your website, which almost certainly is going to be homepage every single time. So those are the 4 core reasons I think sites just generally don't get value out of link building. It is a 2-piece equation, the on-page and the off-page, and on-page is a huge piece of that. So that's why I think of us as that off-page component, and you always need the strong on-page, whether that's the insight, the analyst in-house, or the agency that supports that and knows what they're talking about, or they'll never get value from the on-page perspective. So make sure your on-page is there and you're working in concert to get the most value to make sure that your links do work in the future. So hopefully this was value to you. If you like it, give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and let me know what you think in the comments. Thanks for watching.